7 billion people wander the globe in the hope of accomplishing all of their dreams by living long and successful lives. However, not all 7 billion dreams can be fulfilled. The lucky few, like us, are blessed to live in a first world country where access to healthcare is prevalent. Every few miles, you will find a hospital or some sort of emergency center. We even have clinics and pharmacies inside every other grocery store. Nevertheless, those who live in underdeveloped regions of the world do not have such luxuries. Therefore, I feel that as fellow human beings, it is our responsibility to help these people to the best of our ability. Now, you may ask, why should I care about third world nations? Our current state of affairs aren't exactly ideal either. With the recent government shutdown and the debate over the Affordable Care Act, we all are worried about our own health care. Do we even have the time and resources to think about other people, let alone do something for them? Well, I feel that we do. If you think about it, in the United States, we all lead such great lives. Our economy is wonderful. I mean, we're no China or anything, but we do pretty well. On top of that, the unemployment rate, no matter how terrible the media might seem to make it, is actually relatively low. 7.2% is a lot less than 78.2%. The unemployment rate of Vanuatu, or 70% in Turkmenistan. Both of these countries are tiny third world countries where it's extremely difficult for these people to survive. Going further, we all have roofs over our heads. We have food available to us almost everywhere. I mean, we've all been to Costco or seen it at least. It's huge. We even have water, clean water, running through our houses. We're all very well off. And if we aren't, there are at least 100 different charitable organizations in a single city that can help you. They are willing to offer you their services so that you can better your lot in life, especially if you're willing to receive their services. Those in third world nations only have maybe a handful. And they too are focused on giving food and water. And as great as that might be, what good is food and water when you're already dead because of disease or sickness that was left untreated or treated poorly? Those who live in third world nations do not have access to health care readily available to them. You will find that these people suffer needless deaths when they could have received the medical treatment that they needed. These areas lack medical facilities, medical practitioners, and oftentimes medical knowledge in general. If by chance a health center does exist in these areas, and it's a very, very slim chance, the high cost of treatment to the patients renders it basically useless to them. Not to mention the filth and the terrible conditions that these people live in that just makes it worse. On top of that, our life expectancy in the United States is between 70 to 80 years of age, while in third world nations, it's barely 30. That's a good 50 years of life that these people do not get to live because of poverty and disease and sickness and just a lack of awareness of healthcare. If you take India, for example, a culture full of vibrancy and color also has a huge number of people that live below the poverty line. Over 400 million people make less than $3 a year. That's more than the entire population of the United States, Canada, and Mexico combined, an inhabitation of the entire continent. So many people that barely make enough money to sustain themselves. I myself grew up in India. I was born in Lucknow, which is a town that's just a little north of New Delhi. I lived there till I was 8, and even though I was a child, I was hugely impacted by the poverty I saw around me. Even in huge cities, you would find pockets of such extreme poverty where people would live in rags, and I mean literally rags. They would find clothing or garbage or anything that they could on the streets to put over their heads for shelter. Their living conditions were terrible. They would live among dirt and feces of pigs and cows, and if they were sick, they would just get worse and worse until they died. It made me want to do something for them. It made me want to become a doctor so that I could help them in any way that I could. But I realized that it wasn't enough. We have to do something more. A few years ago, I came across the organization Jagadguru Kripalu Chikitsalaya. It's quite a name, but the service that they provide is quite a service as well. Founded by the tremendous generosity of Jagadguru Sri Kripaluji Maharaj, who died 2 days ago, JKC has set up 100% free charitable hospitals in rural India to provide the poor villagers there with the health care that they desperately need. In addition to basic necessities like food and clothing, water, blankets, proper shelter, really anything that they need to survive. Equipped with state-of-the-art technology, JKC offers multiple facilities with the services of gynecologists, dermatologists, homeopathic doctors, and much, much more, all for no cost whatsoever to the patients. Seeing their example has inspired me to try to create such hospitals, not only in India, but all over the world, especially where it is needed. I feel like organizations like JKC bring life back into the community. Because without proper health care, I feel that the human population would decline drastically. I think that we all should try to support such organizations and improve the medical system all over the world. Hopefully, with constant and determined effort, we can set up needed medical systems all over the world. Maybe not fully, but at least the beginning seeds of it. Moreover, maybe one day, not only all 7 billion lives in the world can be long and successful, but all 7 billion dreams can finally have a platform to flourish. Thank you.